Hello ladies and gentlemen, fellow traders. Today is Saturday, 5th of September 2020. The time is 2:35 p.m. Welcome to our BBMA weekly analysis for the trading week of 7 to 11 of September 2020. Let's get started. As usual, we're going to review our setup SOP. We are not changing anything in our SOP for this week, using 4 time frame, weekly, daily H4 and H1. Entry and exit in H4. Risk management, 1% per trade, 5 trade running at the same time. Let's look at last week trade. For last week, it's been the first week of September NFP week. Our account growth was 0.89%. As per the trade, we only took 3 trades last week, and 2 of the trade was closed with TP. One closed with decent TP, the USD CHF, and we closed Euro USD on Friday with minimal profit. And for AUD USD, we have entered the PO, but it missed. So this trade is a missed trade. Okay. So as you can see, even with very small trade, minimal effort, we can have some growth in our account. Okay, let's look at the trading view for our weekly setup for this week. As usual, we're going to start with USD currency index direction. As you can see here, currently the XY is at our re-entry buy zone. We expect it to continue to be strong after the positive NFP last week. As you can see, let's look at the NFP result last week. As you can see here on Friday, the NFP is positive. So employment rate increase, unemployment rate decrease, and the unemployment change is also okay. So and the average earning is positive. So this is positive for USD currency. All right, let's look at the first pair for next week, Euro USD. Euro USD in weekly time frame, we can see that it's currently at the re-entry sell. We expect this is correlate with our reverse correlate with our DXY. And on daily, price is trying to break the mid BB. However, we have some rejection last week. Okay, and in H4, we can see price has break below the mid BB and also EMA 50. This is a strong downtrend indication. We expect it continue to move down with the price currently at the re-entry sell zone. So for next week, let's see H1, and in H1 we can see that price is still price has make CSM sell. However, it does not have an opposite CSM buy. So this sell is still a valid sell. So our plan for next week, we want to enter our sell. Let me make this a little bit. Okay. So we can have our sell entry from the current price, because it's quite near to the top BB. That will be our entry zone. This will be our sell entry zone in H4. Okay. Next pair, AUD USD. As you see just now, we missed the trade in AUD USD last week. On weekly, price is making a re-entry sell. We expect it continue to move down. On daily, currently it's making this is a TPW, okay, because this is extreme and this is the TPW. So for this movement, we expect it gonna make some retracement like this and make a MHV sell before you continue to move downward. That is the BBMA mapping. Okay, on H4 we can see currently price is at the re-entry sell zone. So this will be our, you can enter here, but you will have some floating trade, but ideally the entry zone will be from here to here, because we expect price gonna make a minor retracement before continuing the move downward. Okay, and on H1 we can see price has make a CSM and then make CSM sell. This is extreme buy. However, there is no CSM buy here, so this downward trend will be continue to be valid. Okay, AUD USD. Next is GBP USD. GBP USD on weekly time frame, we can see price is at the re-entry sell zone. Okay, and then it reject the weekly resistance level also. And on daily, we can see price currently making a TPW. Okay, after TPW, we know it's gonna retrace, make a MHV sell, and continue to move down. So that's our mapping for GBP USD on daily. In H4, however, we can see price currently at the re-entry sell zone. So you can either take the sell from the current price, because the current price is at EMA 50 all the way to the top BB to be more aggressive, or you can take from the mid BB. Okay, so that's up to your risk appetite, but the conservative one is from here to here. All right, and on H1 we can see that the CSM sell, and we don't have opposite CSM buy to invalidate the setup. So GBPUSD instant sell on H4. Next one, USD JPY. USD JPY. On weekly time frame, price is making this is a bullish candle. However, this bullish candle is still within the re-entry buy zone. Okay, and price just reject this weekly support level. So at minimum, we're gonna see it go to this weekly resistance level. And on daily, we can see price is making CSAK buy. It closed above the mid BB, right? And on H4, we can see price currently at this is a re-entry buy and very close to the mid BB. So in this case, you have a choice to either take your buy from the current price all the way down to the low BB, or you can take from the mid BB to be more conservative. But even if you take from here, it's let me see, how big is it? It's only like 4 plus 3, 7 pip. So we expected to have a floating about 7 pip, which is very decent. And if we look at H1, we have a CSM. There is no opposite CSM sell to invalidate the buy setup. So USD JPY is an instant buy on H4. Okay, next pair is USD CHF. USD CHF, next week we have a TP on our trade, which is good. Now for this week, USD CHF seems to have reached the MA high. However, it closed in the region of the MA low. So this is still a re-entry buy setup for us in weekly time frame. And the good thing is rejecting this weekly this is the weekly support level here. Okay, it's making a support, trying to make going up, and this is a bullish engulfing of the previous week, so we expect it to continue to be bullish next week. Okay, and on daily time frame, we can see it have make a CSAK buy close above the mid BB. However, this is a re-entry sell, so the correct reading for us should be CSAK buy, so we don't confuse ourselves with the bias. And on H4, currently price is making, after making a CSM buy, it reject a little bit, making an MHV sell, but there's still a buy setup. So in this case, what we want to do is we want to wait for the price to come back here for us to take a trade. Okay, so do not chase the price, because now it's already a bit far for USD CHF. So we just wait for it to come here and go up back to our direction. And if we look at H1, we have CSM buy and we have no CSM sell to invalidate the setup. So USD CHF, we can enter instant buy on H4 buy zone. Okay, next pair, USD CAD. USD CAD on weekly time frame is a re-entry buy. However, as you can see here, it's not a very good sign because all the candles are still red. Okay, it's just hugging the low BB. Very tricky setup. And if this is a MHV buy, by all means, there's no signal for us to buy. And on H4, we can see price has make CSM buy, and now making a retracement. Okay, and if we see on H1, price actually make a retracement and make a CSM sell. So sell is still in play. This can be re-entry sell. So what we want to do in this case is, first we need to see this go up and close above the top BB. Okay, that's what we want to see. That's at minimum. So what we're gonna do is we go to our, this will be our, remember this is our alert. So let me just clean this before we continue, because we have a lot of alert to assist us last week. Okay, I'm at USD CAD. Sorry, I accidentally clicked the currency pair, but let me just clean this one up first. Okay, and then we go back to USD CAD. So H4 it make a CSM buy, now a retracement, but in H1 there's a trouble zone for us. So we want to be able to see this H1 making a CSM buy. Only our buy setup will be valid again. So add alert. Okay, BBMA light, our custom indicator. We want to see CSM buy. And we make sure it's close above the EMA 50. That will be a good confluence for us. This guy up here. Okay, so that's it for USD CAD. So we have one alert for USD CAD here. And the last pair we want to visit this week is NZD USD. Okay, NZD USD on weekly time frame is a re-entry sell. Very clear up here. Reject this weekly resistance level, making a resistance here to continue to move down. On weekly, we can on daily, sorry, we can see it's making a this is TPW. We take this as TPW because this is extreme TPW. So we know from BBMA mapping it will go up to make MHV sell before it continue to go down. So it's very easy to know that the setup going to be valid or not. Okay, if we close above this region, usually it's not valid. And if you look on H4, the same thing. Currently price is at the re-entry sell zone. However, we want to wait a minute, because the EMA 50 is here, so it's risky to take the trade here. So I suggest that we look at re-entry from the mid BB to let the price make a minor retracement like this, and then we take the short down, because now the EMA 50 is here. There's a possibility this might make a continuation to be bullish. Okay, so I look at H1, there's a CSM. Our sell is still valid because this MHV. However, it might continue to make upward without making a CSM before it continue to go down. So that's why we we want to take the trade from the mid BB up to the top BB, or maybe here. Just a little bit lower, and our stop level should be above this highest candle, which is around here. So we put our stop here. Always put a stop on your trade, so that if things move unexpectedly, you don't get killed. And of course, H4, our TP target will be this one, right? I think you're all familiar with this because you have been watching this channel for quite a while. So this will be our TP target. It's our stop level, TP target. Okay, so that's it guys for next week. Let me recap again. DXY is bullish, USD is strong, However, we have to be cautious and watch out for reversal if it happen. Euro USD we're gonna buy, we're gonna sell. AUD USD we're gonna sell. GBP USD we're gonna sell. UJ we're gonna buy. UCHF we're gonna buy. UCAD we set alert for the buy, and lastly NZD USD we're gonna instant sell. Okay, so that's it for this week. Before we end, I would like to share with you some statistic on my trading. This is my track record after I kind of refine my lot size and my SOP, right? I start to journal my trade with BBMA and this channel since November 2019. However, I still in the process of refining and changing a lot of things. So I pretty much fixed everything from about May. As you can see here, we have an unnaturally big growth at that month, which is 10%, okay, which is too high risk, I would say. And from there onward, we try to keep our risk low and the profit also low. So we can see most of the month our profit is below 5%, and the biggest loss we have was minus 5% over here. So this is how we control our risk, and eventually if we have more winning weeks, right, we can see the this is the cumulative return. Okay, currently our cumulative return is a little bit more than 10% because it's offset by some losses. All right, so just track the thing and don't expect a big growth in a week, but believe me, if this blue line close mostly above this 0 point, we can see the red curve will continue to move upward, and that's the plan. Okay, so for next week, I wish you all the best in your trading. Okay, trade safe, follow your SOP, use stop, and stay safe till we meet again. Bye bye.